Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Imad and I'm a student at Rehan School Foundation Level Batch 10. Today we will talk with Mr. Miles regarding the word, or should I say the pronunciation shh, which I found really weird, and it really amazes me sometimes that such a word can have such a deep meaning, to shush someone up or to quiet someone down. So let's talk with Miles how it got into today's language.
Hey, what's up?
Yo, Miles, I want to ask you some questions regarding the pronunciation, or should I say the word "sh." So, are you ready to answer some questions?
I'm always ready. Lay it on me.
Okay, so this word "sh" is a single consonant stretched out, yet it still has such a deep meaning and can be understood worldwide. So, how did making the sh sound become humanity's global signal for silence?
Let me dive into that. It's wild how a sound that isn't even a real word just works everywhere. It seems like it's actually built into our instincts. Some think it mimics the swishing sounds a baby hears in the womb, which is why it's so soothing. Then you've got the linguistic side, where it evolved from Middle English words like highest and eventually became hush. It basically bypasses the brain's language center and goes straight to the be quiet instinct. Do you think there are other sounds that do that, or is sh in a league of its own?
I don't know actually, because I've always been told that sh is the only word or the only way to silence someone up in such a way. So it's pretty strange to me that s- a thing, a word that's not even a word, is can actually have such a deep meaning.
Right. It's almost like a cheat code for the human brain. It's dope that we have these nonverbal shortcuts that just work. It makes you wonder what other invisible languages we're all using without even realizing it.
Yeah. Okay, so is there like a psychological reason why works so much better than yelling be quiet?
Yelling be quiet is basically just adding more noise to the problem. It's a bit of a paradox. When you yell, you're triggering a stress response in the other person, which makes them more alert, not less. But it's a softer, sweeping sound. It doesn't feel like an attack, it feels more like a blanket being thrown over the noise. It's a subtle shift from a command to a suggestion of peace. Pretty smart of us, honestly.
Hmm. That's actually pretty strange, and it's pretty uh, different. Like, instead of a word being famous, some random pronunciation is taking over it.
Exactly. It's like the sound itself is doing the work instead of the meaning. It's way more direct.
Mm.
It's almost more honest than using actual words, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, so where does the sound first show up in recorded written language?
Let me dig into that. It's kind of wild to think about someone actually sitting down and trying to spell out a sound for the first time, but it looks like it started as Hewished in Middle English back in the late 14th century. That eventually turned into hush around the 1600s, and shush didn't even show up until the 20th century. It basically just evolved from a sound to a word and then back to a sound. Makes you think about how lazy we are with language, just shortening things until they're just a vibe.
Yeah. Okay, so does this word does it exist in every culture and every language, or do other countries have different variations of this pronunciation, or should I say word?
Let me check. It'd be a trip if every single person on earth uses the exact same sound, but there's definitely some variety. A lot of places stick with that vibe, like Japanese using she or Spanish using sh and but then you've got German and Dutch where sh is the go-to. It's like we're all playing the same game just with slightly different controllers. Does that surprise you, or did you figure we'd have a few different versions?
I thought we'd have a lot many versions, uh, considering that there's so many cultures around the world, and considering that these cultures have their own words for other words in English. So why don't they mostly have, like, why don't they have some more, variations for sh?
It's kind of a trip, right? I think it's because most of these sounds are biological. Like the she sound is just how humans physically make a noise that mimics a hush. It's less about culture and more about how our throats and tongues are built. It's like laughing or crying. The sound is basically the same whether you're in New York or Tokyo. It's just a raw human reflex that happens to be useful.
Hmm, yeah.
And it's wild how we spend so much time building these complex languages. But at the end of the day, the most effective tools we have are just these basic biological sounds. And it's almost like we have a secret universal language running in the background of everything we say. You think we'll ever find more of those, or is this just a one off thing?
Okay, so I'll just move on to my next question, which is, where did the iconic accompanying gesture, uh, placing an index finger vertically over the lips like this, where did that come from?
Let me look into that. Like, such a classic move, but I bet there's a hilarious misunderstanding at the root of it. Turns out it might have started in ancient Egypt. They had a hieroglyph of a child with a finger to their mouth, but it actually meant the kid was hungry. The Greeks saw it and totally misread the room, thinking it meant be quiet and keep it a secret. So basically, the global signal for silence is actually a giant game of telephone that started with a hungry baby. Pretty wild, right?
So basically, hunger converted into silence. Ah, that's pretty weird, if you ask me.
Right? It's kind of hilarious. The fact that one of our most universal social cues is basically a thousand-year old misunderstanding is just peak human. We really just rolled with it and decided, yeah, this is how we do silence now.
Mm, yeah. Okay, so
It's like we just,
my next question is, how has this sound evolved into modern digital communication?
let me check. It's funny because we've gone from a hungry baby in Egypt to just tapping a screen. Now we just got the shushing face emoji, which is basically that thousand-year-old mistake in digital form. But it's evolved too. Now it's not just about silence, it's for when you've got a secret or you're just teasing someone. Then you have the face with no mouth at all, which is a whole different vibe, more like being speechless or just completely shutting down. It's like we're still trying to find ways to be quiet even when we're typing. Do you use the shushing emoji or do you just type out shh?
No, I actually do use the shushing emoji, but for many other reasons as well. Like, I don't know about you, but there's this trend going on in social media where this shushing emoji can be used as, to shush down someone, like, aggressively, like not in a polite way but aggressively, or like when you're flexing someone or you're just boasting. So yeah, what's your opinion about that?
Oh, I totally see that. It's turned into a power move. Like instead of please be quiet, it's more like stay in your lane while I win. It's that shift from a request for peace to a way of shutting someone down completely. It's kind of a cold way to use a gesture that started as a hungry baby, you know? But I guess that's just how the internet does things. Everything becomes a weapon if you
Mm,
use it enough.
yeah, totally, totally. Okay,
It's
so
just,
yeah, you carry on.
I was just gonna say, it's a digital version of a mic drop. It just strips away all the nuance and leaves you with this sharp, aggressive edge. Very on brand for social media, honestly. But anyway, you were about to move on. What's next on your list?
Yeah, I was just about to ask you my last question for the day. So, my last question for today is, what's the key takeaway about for today? Like, what's the key takeaway?
Man, we covered a lot of ground. I think the biggest takeaway is that humans are kind of a mess, but in a cool way. We take a hungry baby from ancient Egypt, totally misinterpret it for 1,000 years, and turn it into a global signal for silence, which then becomes a digital power move to flex on people on the internet. It
Mm,
just shows that language isn't this perfect planned system. It's just a bunch of accidents and instincts that we all agree to roll with. It's basically proof that we prioritize the vibe over the actual rules. Pretty dope way to wrap it up, right?
yeah.
It's been a
Okay.
trip diving into this with you.
Yeah, you too.
Always down for
You too, Mr. Miles. So yeah, I'll catch up to you later some other day. Okay.
Right on. Catch you later.
Yeah, goodbye.
Peace. Bye.
Okay, guys, that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed a lot, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Allah Hafiz.